We are facing the most significant crisis of our lifetimes because of President Trump's justified trade actions and his threats to our sovereignty. Our response must be to build a strong economy and a more secure Canada. President Trump claims that Canada isn't a real country. He wants to break us so America can own us. We will not let that happen. We're over the shock of the betrayal, but we should never forget the lessons. We have to look out for ourselves. We have to look out for each other. We can have a new Canada built by us, for us. We can give ourselves more than any foreign government can take away. And the best way we can deal with this crisis is to build our strength here at home and help people who will be hit hardest by these tariffs. That's the right thing to do. That's the fair thing to do. That's the Canadian thing to do. That's what makes us strong.
Canada is gearing up for a general election that's right around the corner. Newly elected Prime Minister Mark Carney calling for a snap election, and he brought in help to show he does not have a problem confronting President Trump.
But let me ask you, Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada?
There will always be a Canada.
All right, elbows up.
Elbows up.
Carney taking office less than 10 days ago. His Liberal Party has the minority in Parliament and was expecting a heavy defeat this year. But Trump's return to the White House has upended the country's political landscape. Paula Newton joins us now from Ottawa. Paula, this is a bit confusing for American viewers because their elections are done a little, your elections are done a little bit differently. It's a much shorter time. But walk us through what's going to happen and how the tariff war and annexation threats have impacted the Liberal Party prospects.
Yeah, I'm not going to broach the irony of that, Jessica, given the fact that President Trump is saying that we should just be the 51st state anyway. But yes, again, it can be confusing, right? Because it does tend to change even through every election. Even the length of each election is different. This one, a mere 5 weeks. Can you believe it? Strict finance campaign laws. We have Mark Carney, just been prime minister for 10 days, taking over from Justin Trudeau, who was prime minister for nearly a decade. That's the Liberal Party. Then you have the Conservatives, Pierre Poilievre, who in fact was ahead in the polls, if you can believe it, Jessica, just late last year by nearly 30%. And now this race is a virtual tie, except that even if it's a virtual tie between those two leaders, because there are actually 6 national parties, how this all gets divvied up in seats and who actually becomes prime minister, still a bit of a cliffhanger, to say the least. One thing that is without any doubt, Jessica, is that everyone is taking aim at Donald Trump. I want you to hear now from both Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre, really illustrating the person that both of them really will be running against. Listen.
I'm asking Canadians for a strong, positive mandate to deal with President Trump and to build a new Canadian economy that works for everyone. Because I know we need change. Big change. Positive change.
I will insist the President recognize the independence and sovereignty of Canada. I will insist that he stop tariffing our nation. And at the same time, I will strengthen our country so that we can be capable of standing on our own 2 feet and standing up to the Americans where and when necessary.
What will really matter, because you can hear that the tone and the message kind of the same, is how both of these leaders propose to fight back against those tariffs. And that really comes to a head in the middle of the campaign on April 2nd, when Donald Trump, Jessica, as you know, promises to put in those reciprocal tariffs. All economists believe that it is very likely that Canada will then, within a few months, be in a recession.